constructing it, see how we get on for time, and if not, I'll show you how to finish off and come back to the middle. If your roses are different sizes, it's okay, but what I would suggest you do is, this is the back where the hook and eye is, so the middle, the front is here, the middle of it. So your slightly bigger ones, you might want to focus towards the centre of the design, and your slightly smaller ones on the outside edge. But if they're all the same size, it's not necessary. Okay. Oops. I'm just going to tear off some of the parafilm. I'm going to start first of all where the eye end is, and you either can choose some jit or some ming, it's up to you. Okay, so I'm actually going to take this on now. Hello. Yeah, tape it on. Keep your tape consistently attached. So you tape it on, and what you can do, because you're taping, the one that of the ming you can actually cut off, because it makes it lighter. The one, what I wouldn't do though is remember not to cut the main frame, because that's actually your main part. Now you want to always just keep the flowers and foliage all on one part, because this is where it's going to go against the head. So you don't want flowers at the back. Okay, so we're going to now attach my roses and space them out. So you don't want to like have big gaps, because obviously by the time it's bent round it will show your wire. But if you don't space, what's going to happen is you're never going to move anywhere, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. So you sort of, each bit of flower or foliage sits underneath the next one. And work out a pattern, so you can take 2 or 3 before you've even cut it. So I might want to take in a bit of ming now, so I'm going to do ming, rose, jit, or you might want to do your own pattern. No, I might actually do a rose before ming. Okay, and at this stage I might want to cut some of these off. Cut upwards, so you taper on them. A bit too much tape here for a minute. Keeping them all in the same level. Okay, so you're not actually placing stuff at the back here. They're all going to be sitting on top, yeah. Okay, and you just keep twisting it and keep going. So you might have that. You might do some roses. You might need more. You might want to put some more bits in between. Some jit. Then when you get to a certain point where you've added some in, you're going to attach your anchor loop, and your anchor loop's going to go behind. Okay, so that gets fitted behind, and then that just hold it in and just tape it in. But try and also cut wires away as you go along, because it makes it lighter for the child to cut on their head.
How many of them anchor loops do you need?
I would suggest probably, you've got one here, 1, 2, 4. 4 maybe, just to show that you've actually put them in and show knowledge of it. And you just keep going really until you get right to the very end. Okay, so it's a very simple process. When you do get to the end, I'll just show you how to get, so imagine I've gone all the way down here, I get to the end here. Okay, so these will be actually taped like this, okay. It gets quite hard when it gets longer because it gets more weighty, so you're sort of finding you're having to sort of twist stuff over. Okay, so imagine you get to the end. You're going to get to a certain point where you can't really go anymore. So these wires I'm going to cut short. I'm going to tape them so it doesn't dig in the poor child's head. Okay. And you might end up with a bit of jit, or you might end up with a rose there, it depends. Now that will then get attached, so it's easy for them to get off, accessible. Okay, so imagine you've done the flowers all around. The problem is you end up with this big gap, okay, this gap here. Now you could keep going on if you wanted to with more jit, as far as you can. But what you can do also is create a little bow for the back. So using the figure of 8 method, which brings back memories probably for some of you. Yeah, so you figure of 8 like this. Think about your visual balance, don't want it too big. Might then add in a couple of streamers so it's a bit curly down the back of the hair. Just going to tie a thinner piece round. Oops. White sometimes froze. Tie a bit of this round. Okay, extra pair of hands is quite good. Tie into a knot so it doesn't come apart. And then I'm going to tie that bow to this end of the actual design, so where the actual hook is. Okay, so I'm actually going to tie it so it's secure. And the bow would go straight. So the idea is that when it's on the hair and attached, the bridesmaid's got a bow and some curly bits of ribbon going down the back of the hair, also down the hair. So obviously you'd imagine that's all the way round. All right, it will be. Yes, you can touch your bow, and that just blends that gap together as well. Yeah. Age range would be more for a child. I'm not sure if a teenager would wear something like this, possibly, maybe. Holy Communion, that type of thing. Also, it's got many, many uses. Price-wise, how much do you think you would charge in your shop for something like this?
£15.
15. Yeah, I wouldn't go any less than that because quite a lot of time involved. So you're looking at 15, 20. But then you've got to work out, would you, bride, pay that sort of price? So that's why you've got to keep it simple.
Or maybe you could do a deal.
Yeah, like a package.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people just do it with jip. That's very cost effective because jip's a good price to buy. And that looks really pretty actually, with just a jip one. So there's lots of different uses. But yeah, probably around about £15 would be about the right price. So we've got
on the bridesmaid is really good, apples in it, Louise.
apples.
Heavy.
Strange.
That's what I'm thinking.
Or child.
No, it was a woman's one, the one, adult ones. But
Yeah.
nature. Made apples, red apples. Quite nice.
So we've got 15 minutes till